I'm not mad at that though. I'm not mad at that
Hold
when people say
on.
that at
I
all.
disagree. To me, it go Forest Hills, the off season, then Bourne Center. We're sleeping on the off
Excuse me?
season.
What
You
you
sleep
just say?
the
What you
off
just
season?
say?
Are y'all
What?
sleep?
Welcome back to the Know It All podcast. I'm your host Terrence, T Baby Wrestling Geek, whatever you want to call me. I have my co-host, Mr. Duncan 3Gs, Mr. Donald, Mr. Huffman,
Donald.
Mr. Everything.
All right, hold on. Hey, all right, man. My name's not Donald, okay? But episode 101. If you guys weren't here, please go to our channel, go to the live section, and go check out our episode 100 live stream. We had some people in there. We had some good views. I think we did pretty good, and it was a good conversation. It was a long stream, probably one of the longest we've done, not counting like a showcase reaction or anything like that. I think it was about 2 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
not bad. Go check that out. Go check out our other videos. But welcome back to episode 101. Well, not welcome back, but welcome. Um, we're gonna call this Football Mania. We're gonna talk about college football. We're gonna talk about the NFL, Super Bowl predictions, championship of the college football, how that went, how we thought. So yeah, we're just gonna dive right into it. Go ahead. What you want to
Well,
start with?
we can start with college. That's normally how I go. College to the pros.
All right.
So first of all, most congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers for winning the national championship. You went from single-handedly the worst program of all time. Literally, that's statistically done. That's statistically a fact. They're the worst program of all time. And Coach Signetti turned them boys around within 2 years. He is one of the best. This is the greatest turnaround story I've ever seen in my life. This is the greatest flip I've ever seen in any sport, not just football. This is ridiculous. No sport I've ever seen the worst rated program statistically with win loss record has turned the program over in 2 years. Last year he made the playoffs. Everybody thought it was a fluke. They weren't supposed to be there. And then the year following, he just turned that into a national championship. And
Yep.
obviously they got some studs on this team. I got the list up, guys, right here. Obviously QB1, Mendoza, my brother in Christ, fantastic quarterback. Elijah, I'm not pronouncing his last name. Scarlett. I always struggle with his last name. But he's an absolute elite receiver. Charlie Becker. I remember when everybody was trying to write him off, saying he wasn't that good of a receiver. He came up one of their clutchest players. Omar Cooper. You got a lot of boys, especially that defense. That defense is absolutely ridiculous. And their cornerback Pond, I believe he's a first round talent. I don't know if he's coming out this year. I don't know if he's a senior or not, or declaring, but he's an absolute stud. The Indiana team just proved how good they are. They just proved how important coaching is, especially at the college level. They absolutely pretty much dog walked their entire schedule this entire season. Their best game, in my opinion, obviously for regular season, was against Oregon on the road. They won 30-20. Great game. I watched it from the beginning to end. They just outcoached them and outplayed them. And again, defense will always win you championships. Indiana just proved it once again that elite defense and great coaching will always win you championships. And then obviously, Big Ten championship, they beat Ohio State, who everybody thought was going to win championship again. I was one of them. I thought Ohio State was going to, at least at the beginning of the year, I thought that. Then towards the latter end, they kind of look a
Yeah.
little off.
Yeah.
But they beat Ohio State 13-10. Great game. Excellent game. Then they proceed to dog walk Bama, my favorite part of the entire playoff run because they shouldn't have been there. They proceed to dog walk Oregon, 56-22. And then they beat Miami in the Classic, 27-21. If you didn't watch that championship game, you missed out on the Classic game. The game was absolutely classic. Best championship game I've seen in a while, actually, because last year was pretty good. The year before that was Michigan. I can't remember who they played Washington. I think that was a solid.
Michigan and Washington. I think it was them.
And then the 2 years before that was Georgia. I know Georgia
Georgia.
beat
Yeah.
Bama in one, and they dog walked TCU in the other one. So
Yeah. Yeah.
overall, this is the best championship game I've seen in a very, very long time. I know Miami fans are talking a lot of crap. Don't know why when you're playing the best team in the country. Again, I just got to give all the credit to the first of all the coaching staff for Coach Netti once again. He went from JMU, who he turned that into a powerhouse program in the level Division Two, I believe, at one point when they was there. Now they're in Division One FCS, and they're still a pretty good. Actually, they're pretty good. They just made the playoffs this year, so they're a pretty good program. So he turned them into a powerhouse, and now they're in the Division One FCS doing their thing in the Sun Belt. Made the playoffs, lost to Oregon. Actually had a pretty close game. It don't look like they're on the score, but they played pretty well against Oregon. That should be an indication Indiana was gonna blow them out. But Yeah, Kurt Cincinnati's a top three coach already. It took 2 seasons to become a top three coach. It's ridiculous. He's like that. Like he told people to Google me, and that might be the most cockiest thing I ever heard in an interview. But he won a championship in year 2, so
Yeah,
all the SEC fanboys are losing their mind because they're not winning championships like they once did, and they don't know what to do. And the Big Ten's taking the throne. It's been 3 straight chips in a row. Granted, still need a bit more than that, but I don't like the SEC, so I don't care. No, it don't hurt my feelings that they're losing.
definitely don't hurt mine. Yeah,
But like I said, it was a great season. One of the greatest seasons I've ever seen in my life. A lot of people want to say they didn't play nobody, they didn't play a tough schedule, blah blah blah, same old garbage. I think they played Illinois this year. Or was that last year? This year? I don't know. If Illinois was ranked when they played them. Oregon twice. Ohio State. Matter of fact, let me pull the schedule up,
see.
man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna follow you and pull that up too.
2025. Coming off the Notre Dame loss. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. First 3 games weren't that important. Then they play Illinois. Proceed to dog walk them 63-10. Proceeds to beat Iowa 20-15. Proceeds to beat Oregon 30-20. Michigan State 38-13. UCLA 56-6. I think that was before UCLA got a little good. Maryland dog walked them. They beat Penn State by the skin of their teeth, but a fantastic catch, probably the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life outside of the Odell catch. Buddy tiptoed them to a win. Uh, Blew out Wisconsin, blew out Purdue, beat Ohio State in the championship game. Like I said, dominated Bama, dominated Oregon, and a classic against Miami. People say that schedule's not that strong because they technically would only have what 2 top 25 wins in that schedule. But who cares? Well, 3 if you count Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. But who cares? You play who in front of you. The players play who. They don't make the schedule. The players don't make the schedule. They play who in front of them. They went out there. They dog walked everybody, and they won a championship. So I don't. It don't matter. Like you can. They said the same thing about Miami. Miami don't play nobody. The ACC's weak. They couldn't even make their own coverage championship, and then they proceed to beat everybody in front of them in the playoffs and make the championship game. So it makes no difference
Exactly.
who you playing for. It, like that weak schedule nonsense don't matter to me. It does not matter to me. They beat Ole Miss, an SEC team, not a powerhouse, but it's still an SEC team who made the Final Four, who just lost their coach to LSU, and they proceed to still make the Final Four. That's not a fluke run. They beat Ohio State, the defending reigning champs, in the Cotton Bowl in the the quarterfinals round. And the week before that, they beat Texas A&M in a college football, the first playoff game on the road, because the first week is a home game for the higher seed team. So they went to Texas A&M, one of the biggest stadiums in college football, one of the loudest stadiums in college football, in College Station, and they went there. So imagine being A&M, Ohio State, and then Ole Miss. That's 2 SEC schools and the best Big Ten team. Well, second best this year because Indiana, but you know what I mean. Overall, historically, Ohio State's Ohio State. So
Yeah.
that's not a fluke run. Like, yeah, they had 2 bad
Mhm.
losses, Louisville and I forget who the other one was. Those aren't good losses. But who cares when you walk to the championship and you beat those teams in front of you handily at that? Those
Don't matter.
losses mean nothing. Miami had a great season. Carson Beck proved a lot of people wrong this year, including me. I didn't think he would have the mentality to take a team to the championship. I like being proved wrong, especially by people who's always had like a lot of chitter chatter on them. I guess the word I like to use. But
Yeah. And I actually got a question about Carson Beck. It's something I've been thinking about. But just to add, I pretty much agree with everything that you said. Um, I think what was so special about Indiana this year is we're on the podcast, we're always talking about recruitment. These guys wasn't your 5 stars that we usually see from a powerhouse school. They got it out the mud, literally. Like I'm not even lying. So that's what impressed me the most. Like from coming up from nothing to something and then being undefeated. Like yeah, like who cares about the schedule that you get? You don't make them. You don't write it out. The committee does. So I was impressed. I mean that this team has looked good. I think me and you both said Ohio State was probably going back the way they were looking, but then Indiana kind of just like trickled in for me, and I was like, oh, this team looking like they something. And then I was like, I don't know. But by that point, I had Indiana going all the way, and that's exactly what they did. Great game, like you said. Um, Closer than I thought. I didn't think they were just gonna manhandle Miami, but I didn't think it would be a touchdown differential. Just personally me. Or what, 6 points? 21, 27, 6 points? Yeah, so touchdown. So but yeah, it was a good game, and I felt it felt authentic in a way. Like we were so used to seeing the same school, the same conference. It was good to see like Indiana just come up and do their thing, bro. And it's not stopping them. They still got next year.
hmm yeah,
We they could look great next year.
It just goes to show you that those little goofy star systems don't make any difference, bro. The dude just won the championship with three-star guys, 4-star guys, and they all
Yeah.
half of them came from JMU when he went from in JMU to Indiana. When he took the
Hmm.
job, so he took half his boys with him. Can you blame him? If I
Yeah.
know I got some dogs here, I'm gonna bring them with me. I don't care
I'm bringing with me.
about none of
Yeah.
that, and I don't think
You already know them. You already know the mentality. You already know what makes them tick. You already know everything. So like that's just it's a no brainer. I would do the same thing.
all he did was put them on a bigger stage to showcase their talent, and now they're gonna benefit from it. Championship and probably a lot of top draft picks or first round, second round, probably guys who would never went first or second round. Even think
Now they probably will off of this exposure alone in this year. Yeah, they probably for sure will. Yeah, it's all about exposure. Sometimes it's not about how good you are. Like, unfortunately, that's just what it is. If you're on the bad team and you're not getting the light and the ratings and the TV time as all these other teams, you're not going to be as fortunate. But if you're on this type of team, that's why it's really good to like if you know you have people around you and you can put them in that position to be successful, do that. Because why not? So yeah, a lot of those guys are going to go first round, second round, and they may have not if they were at a smaller school or if they are at a school that wasn't as known. And even this school wasn't as known, but they made themselves known. That's the key. Even as you spoke about it last year, like they made themselves known. So yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to add. It was a great year. I had them towards the half of the year. I was like, yeah, they're going all the way. It just didn't. It didn't seem like no one was gonna do anything with them personally, but it was still a good championship game. But the question I had for Beck, right? Last year, it was like we both said it was a little iffy with him. I don't really know what was going on. Do you think it was Georgia? Do you think what do you think it was? The team? Like, what do you think? Because it looked completely different to me.
so. I don't want to say Georgia because I believe Kirby Smart's the best coach of college football. It could have been Georgia, so I don't want to say that either. It could have just been a not a good fit because some guys just needed. It goes for all sports. Some guys just need the coaches too. Just need a new change of scenery. And Beck went to Miami and balled out. And it might have just been the fact he needed to get the heck out of Georgia. It might have been too much pressure at Georgia. Miami coming into the season, nobody expected Miami to go to the championship, so might have just been a flying under the radar type of thing. When they beat Notre Dame to start the year off, all the pressure instantly hit like that. So I guess that makes sense at that point. But you're talking about Georgia, who's been in the spotlight for what 6, 7 years, 5, 6, 7 years now, versus Miami, who's kind
Yeah.
of been dwindling. So when you got all that pressure on you at Georgia, you have to produce then, and he just wasn't able to do it. It's as simple as that. Gunnar Stockton at Georgia is a really good quarterback. I like Gunnar Stockton. I don't like Georgia, but I do like Gunnar Stockton. Again, I don't like Georgia, but I believe Kirby Smart's the best coach of college football. I'm not. I'm not immune to saying that as a Clemson fan. I'm not dumb. I'm not one of those ignorant fans who don't want to speak the truth. It's as simple as that. He's the best coach of college football. He's running a tight ship up there in Georgia, but Carson Beck just wasn't a good fit for UGA, and obviously him going to Miami is going to benefit him in the long run because now from going from potential sixth, seventh round, fifth round pick or whatever, he could possibly move into the top 3 rounds now, possibly with this
Exactly.
season he's
Yeah.
had. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if a team jumped on him and go first round with him. I wouldn't be shocked. NFL does all types
That's,
of things.
yeah, and that's why maybe we have to cover like I don't think we ever done this like before the draft. We actually talk about who we think is going to go or where they're going to fall because I think this did good for him. If we were to go off of last year, oh yeah, for sure, fifth round. This year, especially because this class is not as deep, he could go second, third. He really could.
I wouldn't be shocked he
Like I
goes
said,
second.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know how many picks usually there are. So I don't know for the QB slots, but
Just the
you
team
never
is
know.
different. You saw Cleveland last year took 2 quarterbacks. The stupidest thing ever. Stupid franchises do stupid things. Cleveland's a terribly ran franchise, so they do terribly wrong things. They took a dude, no disrespect to Dylan Gabriel, he's not an NFL quarterback, respectfully. At least not with Cleveland. Nobody's an NFL quarterback with Cleveland, but you paid Deshaun Watson $235 million. I'll never let that go because it's the funniest thing ever. You paid a dude who's been washed for a while now $235 million. You drafted Shador. You drafted Dylan Gabriel. You picked up Joe Flacco, then traded him to Cincinnati, which is your ops, which is hilarious because it's the divisional rival. But that's just a dysfunctional franchise. So a franchise like that, which will be the Jets, is the next closest thing because the Jets are awful. Like I'm sorry, Jets fans, it's got to be hard. But somebody like that would be dumb enough to not dumb enough, but some franchise would be quick enough to pick up on just not just Beck but any of these quarterbacks. So I believe the Raiders would get the first pick. I think they're going to take for Mendoza from Indiana. I think he's going first overall this year. I could be wrong, but the Raiders need a quarterback, and they should have took Shador last year. I don't know why they didn't, but
Yeah.
I guess they gonna get
Yeah.
their payback, but back he'll probably go second round, second to third at the lowest. But yeah, he had a great year, great season, great career. I guess you could say that he got 3 championships. Technically, 2 of them was a backup, but he still got 3. I mean, no, he got 2 championships. I'm sorry, 2 championships as a backup, but he still got them. So, but
Yeah. Can't hate there. You put yourself in a position to win. So
I'm glad we're recording this episode before the Super Bowl on the 8th, I believe, and we know we drop our videos on Wednesday, so you guys are gonna see this before the Super Bowl, which is a good thing. This is the one good reason I want to record it. Super Bowl, man. We got the Patriots versus Seattle, the rematch from Super Bowl. Don't know which number that was. I forgot when Russell was through that idiotic interception and cost him the game. Thanks, Pete Carroll. You gave Tom Brady his 6th ring or 7th.
was that Russ' fault?
Well, I still blame it on coaching for calling that stupid play call. It was always
Yeah. I don't know.
but we get the
Either
rematch.
way.
We get the
Yeah.
rematch, and it's not the rematch I wanted because I didn't really care if the Broncos or Patriots won. To be honest with you, I can't stand either one of them. I'm a Chargers fan, so it's good to see the Broncos lose because who wants to
Of
hear
course.
that? But
Yeah.
it
Why was you?
sucks at the same time because I'm a diehard football fan. I want to see the best of the best play, and Bo Nix was hurt, so it's like you kind of just lost that aspect of it. But at the same time,
I just heard he gone.
yeah, he's gone. And
But he was gone.
it sucks.
So it just looked like, wow, how would that have looked for them if he was there?
Oh, they would have
Don't
dog walked
know.
him. Dog walked
But
him.
I
They
think
did.
they would. I mean, they won how many games in a row before they had lost one?
Uh, the Broncos were
Like,
winning games by like one score, a lot of one score games. They had
yeah, it was a lot of one score games, but they were still undefeated. I mean, not undefeated. They were still winning. They was on a good streak for a long time. So I don't think I would have. I wouldn't have. I didn't think anything would have changed if he was there. I think they would have won that game.
So let me get to the Patriots.
And wasn't it 7-10 or something?
I was just about to say that it was
So
7-10. The Patriots have not looked impressive this entire play. As you asking me personally, Drake Mays had a great year. Their coach, Jesus, I'm bad with names. He used to coach Tennessee. Now he's with the Patriots. I think he used to play for the Patriots. Then he went to Tennessee, coached, and then of course, once again, another situation of change of scenery, and it works out. He's in the Super Bowl year 1 as a Patriots coach.
new life. Yeah.
It's bad because I know his name. I just can't. It just won't come out. But um, yeah, change of scenery. 16-3 versus my Chargers. Embarrassment. I've already spoke about that on this podcast. But they won 16-3. They only scored 16 points against our defense is elite, so that's fine. But the fact you only got 16-3, it's just not that impressive. If our offense is even competent, we probably win that game. But I digress. The Patriots won. They moved on. 28-16 versus Houston. If CJ Stroud was not so garbage that game,
Oh
season
yeah,
for
he
the most
was.
part,
He was awful. He was
bro,
awful.
he played like
Awful.
dirt buns. So it's 28-16. I guarantee if CJ Stroud plays any better, even 50% better than what he did, they probably win that game, or they lose. The Patriots lose that game. So they skated away with 2 offensive debaucheries of trash back-to-back weeks. Then you get the injury-plagued Broncos, and you only scored 10 points. I get the conditions were
10 points,
bad
bro.
and altitude and all that stuff in Denver. I know it's a bad storm, but
But that didn't hit to halftime though.
exactly 10 points. 10 points is like
Yeah.
if we're going off that, Seattle's about to dog walk them. That's the Patriots we're gonna get. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, and that's literally what I wanted to bring up right after that because I'm like, what do you think is gonna happen? Because they can't do that with Seattle.
dog walk. Like I don't think people realize how good the Seattle team is, bro. They went 13-3. No, 14-3, I believe. They literally lost 3 games or 2 games. They got home field. They dog walked the 49ers, a divisional rival, 41-6 in the playoffs. I gotta state that again, 41-6. 41-6, bro, in the playoffs. This is a really good 49ers team. Now, granted, probably injury and all that,
PTA
but bro.
belt to ass.
And then the following week, this past weekend, great game versus another divisional rival, the Rams. Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, is MVP, but they're probably gonna give it to Drake May. We'll see how that go. 31
Nah.
I'm sorry,
Nah.
31-27. Great game, but uh, if this is any notion to how it's gonna go, and the Patriots play like this in the Super Bowl, they're going to get dog walked 38-0. If that's how they're going to walk into the Super Bowl, they're going to walk in limping like they've been doing. They're getting dog walked. They probably won't even score. Seattle has an elite defense-minded coaching staff, first of all, an elite defensive team. They're top 5 defensively. They're going to dog walk them. If the Patriots show up just like this again, they're getting dog walked. Sam Darnold's going to have a field day, even though he didn't look the best versus the Rams. It's okay. One little off game. The defense is still elite. We just saw Indiana win a championship with elite defense. What's going to be the difference here? The Patriots already struggle against the run, or their no, I'm sorry, their line. The D line isn't the best. They have one of the lowest rated defensive lines in the NFL. What's going to be the difference in this Super Bowl versus an elite, both sides of the ball team, especially on the defense? But it's over. And then I like to give credit to the coach too. How you pronounce his name? O'Donnell from. I think he was.
O'Donnell.
I think he was the offensive coordinator for the Vikings. And this is year 2 at Seattle, by the way. So
Year 2. Yeah.
But
Insane. Yeah, insane. I got the Seahawks as well, bro. I mean,
I picked the wrong West Coast team. Should have picked Seattle 49ers, Rams, somebody else. I chose the Chargers of all teams.
Hey man, that shows your dedication. I'm a Panther fan. Come on.
This is pathetic, man. All these West Coast teams going crazy, but I picked the one team who don't even have their own stadium. They rent. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, bro. So is that your real prediction? 30-0?
No, I'll say Seattle wins
I don't think they scored 38.
27-17. And that's the Seattle being for real. If Seattle want to be serious, they can really hold them on to 10 points if they really want to.
Yeah, I would say like 14-7, maybe even like 20-30 something.
It just depends on which New England team you get. If you get the team New England that we saw all throughout the season, it's gonna be a good game. If you get the New England we don't see throughout the playoffs, it's about to be a dog walking blowout. So that's why I said
you would say the Seahawks defense is better than the Broncos, right?
Ooh, that's tough.
Because they're both top 3 for me this year in defense. So
I don't know.
They're both in my top 3.
I truly believe if Bo Nix played that game, even at 25%, the Broncos win that game. They just got screwed because their quarterback got hurt. And this is coming from a Chargers fan, by the way. So
yeah, he broke his ankle, right? Was it an ankle injury? I thought it was an ankle injury.
I thought it was on like a kneel down play or something. Somebody ran into him. That's got to be a hell of a hit. That's crazy.
Hold on, let me see. Thought it was an ankle injury. Yeah, broken ankle.
Gosh,
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a broken ankle. So yeah. I think we're both on the same page here. I think we have Seahawks. I think most people would have Seahawks unless you're a Patriot fan or you're just good to see how the Patriots came up. And that's cool too. I don't really have no dog in this fight, so I just hope it's a good game, really. Yeah, just hope it's a good game, honestly. But I still have the Seahawks.
So I just wanted to state, every team, the top tier defense in NFL, Houston was the best defense. I'm sorry, I don't know how I forgot about them. Their defense legit carried them to the playoffs, like by far.
Yeah.
If they didn't have a defense, they'd probably be the worst team in football. Broncos have the second rated defense, which not shocked. They're always elite defensively. They have some of the best defense in the league. The Vikings were number 3. That actually kind of shocked me, considering how bad they were this year. So Cleveland always have produced great defenses. It's just always the offense that sucks. I don't understand why they suck so bad. So therefore, we're 5, which not really shocked. Chargers have always had a good defense under Jason Minter. Unfortunately, he's gone to the Ravens now to be the head coach. But we lost our defense coordinator. That sucks. He came with Jim Harbaugh from Michigan when he was at the Michigan ranks and they won championship. He's gone, so we replaced him. I forgot a new name of our coordinator, so that's gonna suck. We're gonna see how that go. And then Seattle, Buffalo, and then New England. So in other words, Seattle 6, and New England is 8. So 2 top 10 defenses. It's gonna be a fun game. I think it's gonna be a defensive game. That's why I want to go. I want to say 17-10 Seattle.
Yeah. Maybe 30 would be a little premature. I was saying 30 off of how they just played. But if they play like how they usually do, it would probably be a very, very much defensive minded game. Yeah.
Well, I'm always for a defensive minded game. If it's anything like that Rams and Seahawks game this past weekend, then that's the hope. That's the game I'm hoping for. I want a game like that where it's just back and forth. It's a good game.
Yeah.
In my opinion, once again, Matthew Stafford should win MVP. I thought it'd be Justin Herbert, but I don't know if he had the stats because of that injury he was playing with. So I'll probably go Matt Stafford or Drake Mays. It's one of those 2 guys. I don't see nobody else winning outside of them.
I think it's Matt, honestly.
I prefer Matt. I think he deserves a little bit more. I don't know if he's coming back next year. That'd be nice. If he probably gonna try to run it up one more time just to get another ring.
Yeah. Even the 2 times that we played him, like even though we had beat him that one time, it was still like bro, he's doing some crazy stuff, like out of the pocket on, you know what I'm saying, off foot, opposite, off foot throws, scrambling. I like him. I like him this year, honestly.
Very
So
underrated
I
quarterback.
would say, man, yeah.
Well, I feel like an MVP would pretty much sum up his career at that point. He's already got a Super Bowl championship. If he gets an MVP, that's just pretty much just keep adding to the resume. But
Because that he won what was it, like 5 years ago.
nah, that was 20, maybe not. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. 2021, right? 22, 21, one of
That
them.
was 2021.
It was either that or
Oh,
22.
oh, okay. So I wasn't around the same ballpark. Yeah. So I mean, and people don't know, bro. It's hard to win in football. Like it's so hard to win in football, and I think that's why people hate the Chiefs so much.
Success is a curse sometimes
Yeah.
for
But
them.
they also just always look like they had something else going on too. Like some of the games, like some of the calls, the Chiefs always look like they had some under the table money going on. It
Oh
did look like it at times. It did look like it.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoy episode 101. My camera's acting funky all of a sudden, so I guess it's a good time to end it. Um, I don't know what the next episode is gonna be about. We'll figure out when we get there. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 100. Link in the description will be below for that live stream. And like I said, this is 101. We'll see y'all next video. We're out. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Get you a snuggie or whatever you call this thing.
it's a snuggie.